All right. Somewhat free radicals and political refugees and Tulsi Gabbard supporters and everybody else that I've addressed here on this channel. I can't change the name of the channel anymore because I'm going to forget who and what I am. And I'm starting to forget anyway. But so today I had a little Twitter interaction with somebody I interviewed here on this channel. And I think I was one of the first channels to interview. Not only was I one of the first channels to interview, but the audio that was part of the video presentation, I was not in the shot because we were using Skype, and I had someone Skype in. I did the interview. I thought the interview went fairly well. I learned what I needed to learn. You know, at that moment, I thought this could be the candidate. I had learned some things as time has gone on, and this was a Green Party candidate, just to be clear. And I noticed that my viewership was plummeting when I was discussing the Green Party. And I think I've figured out why. The Green Party is a fringe party. I mean, it's a fringe party with some good intentions. It's a fringe party with some good ideas, but it's a fringe party. If you are into identity politics, much like the neoliberal Democrats are, then I think the Green Party might work for you, because not only are they serious about identity politics, but they're also very serious about hardcore, progressive, hard left turns on every issue. Community control of things, and it's not really explained all that well to me. It sounds like a good idea on the surface, and a lot of these things sound good, theoretically speaking. But where I live, and this is my perspective, there are hardcore conservative Republican type people where I live who might be interested in maybe Medicare for all. They might be interested in free public college tuition so they can save a little money rather than sending their 3 kids to expensive colleges. People are trying to save money to make ends meet. People are trying to stay inside the middle class or get to the middle class. I care about the poor and marginalized people, and I don't know what to do, in the sense that, you throw money at a problem and the money just gets sucked up and the problem is still there. So you have to incentivize, or you have to figure out a way to change behavior. I am not a hardcore right-winger. I've never been. I've been more a live and let live libertarian type with some progressive tendencies over here and maybe some conservative tendencies over there. When someone calls me a right-winger because I don't like virtue signaling, for instance, the Dixie Chicks changed their name to the Chicks. How is that going to fix racism? I'm waiting for the country band Confederate Railroad to have to just resign, to quit, just call it a career. Confederate Railroad. And this is the kind of garbage that is now masquerading as a way to cure racism. I don't know how you cure racism. I don't know how you get in someone's brain, in someone's heart, to fix a problem. I don't. Yes, you can write laws. Yes, you can make it criminal to do X, Y, and Z. Destruction of public property is not a way to cure racism. It's a way to create racism. It's a way to create animosity that wasn't there. It may not be even racially based. It may be just people don't want destruction. They don't want chaos. So when I call out virtue signaling, and by the way, a lot of people on the left call out virtue signaling now because they know it doesn't get them any closer to their policy goals. And so, I had this guy on here, and he didn't win the primary, and now everybody's saying it was rigged. You know what? I don't want to have anything to do with the Green Party. I'm done. I did a video endorsing Howie Hawkins. I mean, if you're going to vote green, you're going to have to vote for Howie Hawkins. The reason being is that it's kind of like you're put in a difficult situation where there's nowhere to go. There's Trump, there's Biden, there's Jorgensen, there's Hawkins. Both Howie and Joe are polling at 1% right now. Howie Hawkins basically says, well, I may not win the presidency, but. So there are no alternatives, really, serious alternatives to the big two. The big two. So you've got to figure out, are you going to vote for Biden? Or are you going to vote for Trump? You're going to stay home? You're going to write someone in like Tulsi Gabbard? I'm more inclined now to write Tulsi Gabbard in just because. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I mean, I am in a battleground state, and I could help put either Trump or Biden over the top. But, you know, if you're in a fringe party and you want not to be fringe, then you've got to reach more Americans with your message, and you have to make that message palatable. In addition, you have to use all the tools at your disposal and know how to use them. All right, if I can figure out some of this technology, and I'm technologically somewhat illiterate, I've gotten to the point where I can make videos. I can't do editing. I probably could do editing. I don't have the patience for it. So it's always stream of consciousness stuff. I'm in a place now where I'm seeing chaos. I'm seeing people celebrate the destruction of public property. I'm seeing people tear down landmarks. Some of them probably shouldn't have been up to begin with, but that's not going to cure the problem. It makes people feel as though the chaos is taking over. And then I'm hearing, well, people need to feel uncomfortable. No, we need to live in a peaceful society. If the 4 tenets of your platform are having to do with peace and nonviolence and non-aggression, but yet you celebrate aggression, you're celebrating aggression. You're celebrating lawlessness and breaking the law. So I don't know how those two things go together. They actually don't. And then you're going to lift yourself up and say, oh, well, I'm above all this, and you're just you're a racist. Your virtue, you're calling out virtue signaling shows that you're a racist. That's what I was told. Okay. My 2 best friends as a kid were African-American kids, black kids in elementary school. I think I've already told the story on here. I have no animosity. I have nothing in my heart. In fact, as I grow older, it seems that people point out the differences more and more, almost like, see how different this person is? See how different they are from you? See, aren't you supposed to respond somehow? Admit it. Just admit it. You've got racism in your heart. Just admit it. No, I've got other things to do. I've got my own battle going on. I don't know about you, but do you ever have a war with yourself on like what you believe, what you think, doing the right thing each day, waking up, trying to be a better human being? And then someone throws a layer of BS at you and you say to yourself, man, first of all, you don't know who I am. To Mr. Dario, you don't know who the hell I am. So STFU. All right. I had you on here. We had a good interview. You got a fair shot. And there's no need to attack me. All right. I didn't attack you. I just said, maybe go back to the school board, learn how to use Zoom, find what it is that you're called to do in this life and do it to the best of your ability. All right. I make videos. I have YouTube channels. I have a family. I'm a husband and a father. Okay. I got enough on my plate. Doing this stuff, you realize that, your personality can be, it can be altered as if you're going through some sort of genetic transformation when you're exposed to the kind of vitriol, hatred, and nonsense. First of all, don't ignore reality in this world. You're in a little group of people that believe X, Y, and Z, but there are a lot of people that don't believe those things, and ignoring them or pretend that they're all bigots or bad or, God forbid, racist. This is the tactic. This is a tactic to shut people down. The people that are actually trying to reach out and say, yeah, I agree with you. Medicare for all would be awesome. $15 an hour wages at the very least would be awesome. Free public college would make sense. Bringing our troops home. There are people on the left and the right. You want unity. Start running on that. Tulsi Gabbard, she found that she had a lot of people who were gravitating toward her campaign from all sides. If you want to be a fringe person, be a fringe person. You keep being a fringe person. You're going to be way on the margins of society. You can stand on your principles. That's good. But don't call me out on something that I'm not, because I called you out on something that you are. Okay, I'm not virtue signaling. I'm capable of using. I can use Zoom. Okay, I can do some basic things. If you're running for president, you might want to plan ahead, because you might want to do interviews. You might want to know what you're doing. You might want to know how to jump into a conference call, which is important to getting your message out. Otherwise, you don't come off as being all that serious about what you're trying to do. And that's my argument right now with the Green Party. They're not all that serious. They're just not. That goes for Howie, unfortunately, too. I don't care who rigged what at this stage. Doesn't matter. It's like the major league teams in baseball aren't really that concerned about what the minor league teams are doing to each other. Yeah, maybe in a perfect world, everybody would have access to everything, and they would know everything, and they would know how to use everything, and you'd be on a perfect level playing field, and you'd hear message A and you'd hear message B. And then you could make a decision. Well, a bunch of people in the Green Party made their decision. Oh, but it's rigged. Okay, it's rigged, but it's rigged nonsense. Let's just put it, let me just be blunt. If you think it's rigged, it doesn't matter, because it ain't going anywhere. Because these aren't serious people. At least Jill Stein was kind of serious. Being a fringe party, whether you're on the left or the right, do you ever hear anything about the Constitution Party? Probably not, because it's a fringe party. They don't want to win. They want to figure out a way to win. I mean, I guess if everybody had equal media access, you would certainly get a better response if you're a minor party looking to build your movement. But if you want to build your movement, you can't be fringe. You got to be accessible to everybody. And that is really the big takeaway from all of this. So I don't know. Who knows? I might not even leave this up. I may not even upload this, but I had to do it. So I ain't voting green. Just not voting green.